Good afternoon, welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to discuss a Dateline episode I listened on a Spotify podcast. So I'm going to do my makeup while we're doing that. Today I'm going to use Broken Seal HD High Definition Color Corrector in the shade GC91. It's a yellow corrector. I hope you can see that. So I'm going to cancel out the blackness under my eyes. I'm going to bring some out. There we go. So the first episode I listened to is very vague. So I'm going to give you the vague story. There's an Iranian girl, she's 30, right? So the story takes place in December 2011. It was covered by Dateline in 2020 and it was released to Spotify in 2023 and now I'm listening to it in 2024. So December 2011, a neighbor calls the cops because she hears a scream and what seems to be like a gunshot. Oh god. So anyway, the police arrive at the residence and find an Iranian woman by the name of GALERAYA dead in her driveway. Next to her is a cell phone, and the cell phone is still live on a call. So that's when they get wind that there was like a auditory witness to the event. And this was GALERAYA's friend Rubin. Now GALERAYA was studying in the medical field and she was living with her, apparently her parents or her mom. The show mentions her mom more than anything else. I'm guessing because they're Iranian, the father was part of the picture in the house, in the living situation. So anyway, they get a hold of Ruben to like ask him what happened. So at this point in time, they were discussing like his mother was gonna come over and paint his furniture and he wanted his friend's approval, so she was on the way to him, right? Mind you, Daria is 30 years old and she has a boyfriend. She's been seeing her for 2 months. Not a boyfriend, but a potential boyfriend, right? So they speak to the boyfriend and he said no. So Daria is a sweet woman and they got along fine and they weren't fighting or anything. And though he doesn't really know if he likes her, but he knows that she's a sweet woman, kind woman, generous woman. So anyway, they get the hold of Ruben and he says no, she was on the way to the house to come and check out this, to come approve the painting, but then she got a call from her mum to come back. So they were still on the phone while she was driving back, and she was like telling him when she's going to be there and how she's going to be there and all of that. So he said, okay, in between there was pauses between the conversation, like she go quiet for a little bit, and then he waited, and like the longest he said was like 15 seconds. But I could tell she was driving because the way she was talking on the phone, that she was driving. He didn't know this point. At some point, she stopped driving. So there was a really, really long pause, and so he got worried and asked her like, "What's going on?" She's like, "Just hold on, just hold on." And he went quiet again, and then she started saying, "Honey, honey, honey, honey," and then again dead quiet. So he at this point said it was too long now, but he kept the phone call on to see now. And then at some point she screamed. And then he said he was going to call the cops from another phone. So he called the cops, but then he said he doesn't exactly know what's happening, but it sounded like his friend had an accident. But he's going to go check, they must leave it. So he's driving on his way to the, on the way, like, so he had to leave his house and go the opposite way to go see if his friend was okay. And that's where the episode ends, right? So I have to listen to more episodes. Do I like it? Yes, it's very BBC like. But to recap, Galeria is an Iranian woman, 30 years old, living with her parents, studying medicine, was supposed to go to her friend's house to check out or approve the painting of his mother of his furniture. Continues to talk to him, gets another phone call to come back home for some errand, turns around, and apparently, according to the friend, gets into an accident. She is then later found dead because a neighbor had phoned the police to tell them she heard a scream in what sounded like a gunshot. So when the next episode comes, I will update you, and then I will do a full recap after I've watched. I think there's like 8 or 9 episodes. I must just check, and then I'll do a full recap from beginning to end. Now when I come to the second program, I watched a movie. It came out in 1996. Now this I want to preface by saying trigger warning because it's not what you think it is. Number one, not all Muslim people are bad. Number two, not all Muslim people are staunch and far right or conservative. This is an individual story that happened in real life that was made into a movie that I watched recently. Emphasis on the individual story. Muslims aren't as bad as you think you are. Most Muslims are really modern in their lifestyles and their way of thinking, and then you get the far right Muslims, like you get the far right Christians and the far right whatever other thing is there. That is what is happening. So having said that, let's start with this movie. There is a American woman, and she's married to an Iranian man. He's called Moody. The wife's name is, I think her name is, I'll put it in the description or the title. I'll put in the title what her name is. And they have a daughter who seems around 6 years old. The movie doesn't really tell us what her age is. And her name is Matab. So the father's name is Moody and the father's name is Matab. And they live in America quite fine for like 10 years, 11 years, 7 years, I think, 7. Without any incident. He's a doctor in America. She has children from another marriage, but she doesn't live with them. She just lives with Moody and her daughter. So he comes home one day and says, no, they must go to Iran to visit his family. And she doesn't feel, as a woman, you have that intuition that something is bad. And so you try to fight it. So she was trying to fight it, but he swore on the Quran that nothing would happen. It's been 7 years since he's seen his family and whatever. So she eventually gives in, right? And after she gives in, he tells her no, he lost his job in the practice that he was working at. So he's feeling a little bit down and missing his family make him feel good. And at this point, there was an Islamic revolution happening in Iran at the time. So it was called Persia. And then it started having an Islamic revolution, so they became very staunch. I'm using purple from this amazing Gulf flower uh, palette. There is no names because it's from the Chinese shop. So if you have in America, it would be an equivalent of a Dollar Tree shop, and if you're living in Britain, I think it's a £5 shop. But that's where we got it from. It's an Arab made product. I don't know how Arabic. So anyway, the conversations go there. So they get to Iran. In the first scene, she's playing with her daughter. She has the scarf, and the daughter has a scarf, and she's playing with her. And the Iranian army, moral police force, comes down and tries to attack her because she has her bangs hanging out her fringe. So they have to explain to the Iranian moral police, no, she's a foreigner, she doesn't know that it must be completely covered. At this point, he told her it's only going to be for 4 weeks, right? 2 weeks, that they're gonna be in Iran. So she's like, it's fine. She won't like fight it because she's only gonna be here for 2 weeks, according to him. So after the 2 weeks in, she starts packing like a normal person, and he's not. So she thinks, oh, it's a typical male thing. He wants her to pack for him. So she's like, okay, tell me what to pack, and I'll pack it. And he's like, no, we never leaving Iran, and we came here permanently. So she said, you lied to me. So he said, he had to, otherwise she wouldn't have came. He feels guilty because he wasn't part of the Islamic Revolution and he wasn't here to help his people, and he lost his job and there's nothing left for him in America. So it's like, your daughter is American, your daughter is American, I'm American. We can't live this life, this is not our life. So it's like, are you my wife now, you must do right, and he kind of hits her, right? So anyway, they put Martha in school because she has no choice, and now she can't leave the house without his permission or any of the family members family members permission. She's like irritating because she wants to go back, and she can't understand why he is not listening to her. A lot of hitting has happened in the movie. um Eventually he starts letting her go out, but she can't pick up her own child from the school because he's a father. He has more authority on the child, which I agree with, because the child has the father's name, but the way he went about it was very wrong. So she went, and instead of taking the child to school, she went to go look for help. Right? All the Iranians were um, radical and extra and all of that, just wanted to live a good life. It was just her, this one of the families that was far right was her in-laws. So she tries to explain to them that she cannot live this life because it's not her life. It's not how she sees or views the world. And they get angry with her, and then he threatens her and tells her, yeah, if she does whatever the hell she wants to do, and they get divorced, he'll make sure she never sees Martha again, right? So this freaks her out. She can't leave without her daughter. Her daughter has to come back with her. At some point, he lets her go to see her father's funeral, but he uses Martha as a bargaining chip, so she has to go back to Iran to keep her child. So she gets back to Iran, and the abuse goes on, and he hits her, and he threatens her with Martha, and he's a little bit physical with Martha. And in this time, she's like making friends and stuff so she can get to America. And I'm not saying Muslim people are bad. I'm saying the far right are bad. We normal Muslims, we don't really care how other people live their lives. If you wanna be modern, you can be modern. If you don't wanna be modern, you don't have to be modern. But not all Muslims think like that. Not all Muslims are terrorists, okay? I'm saying it again. This movie is just one incident of one woman's life. So she meets people and like, okay, you can, and she doesn't have money to pay them because now she doesn't have to work or anything or associate outside the household. So they're like, no, you can pay us when you get back to America, whatever will help you, because like they telling her what will happen to Martha. They were like, you'll get her married when she's like 8 or 9, because they don't have really any laws against child marriage, because they don't see children as children, which is like the main thing. And then so she's like, okay, like how do I do this? Where do I go? So um at that point there was a war between the Kurds and the Iranians, so there was a passage that they could go through, but it was very dangerous at that point in time. So they make an arrangement and they go through, I think it's Israel, but they were tired, they were hungry, they were attacked, they were, because she went to a Swiss embassy, and the Swiss embassy told me because she's married to Iranian, she's automatically an Iranian citizen. So she's like, I didn't apply for this. But because according to Iranian law, she's nothing they can do. She must just go back to her husband. Like, she can't stay at the embassy because her husband didn't give her permission to stay at the Swiss embassy. So she goes back and gets beaten up again because he doesn't know where the hell she was when she leave without telling him. So that is where we ended off last time. That's where I ended off. And then I watched the last couple of scenes, I think 2 days ago. I'm using my color corrector primer. It's LA Girl Pro Prep HD Color Correcting Face Primer, 1 fluid ounce. There is no color, I think it's a pink color. So she, I'm not doing justice to the movie, but she meets someone. And so actually it's a group of people. In the movie it's one person, but in reality it's a group of people at a store. And they manage to get them to a safety place away from Moody. I don't know if any sexual abuse went on. It doesn't say there's any sexual abuse. But what I want to say is they get out, I think they get through Israel and they get to another place and so forth and so on till they get to America. Now they don't know exactly where they are, but they see the American flag and they go, which is very ironic considering what's happening today with American citizens. But yes, so they get there and that's where the movie ends. So my thoughts are, number one, I think, this is what I think, because he lost his job and he felt guilty for not being there for his family when the Islamic Revolution came out, he wanted to make up to his family for lost time. He wanted to ease his guilt and he wanted his wife and daughter to help him ease his guilt. That's what he wanted to do without caring for the wife or his daughter's feelings or the fact that his wife had other children and other children that she had to take care of. Because she went to take the children from their father and left them with their mother saying, that she'll be back in 2 weeks um, to come and see them. She didn't know she was going to stay with family, so the anxiety those children felt because they didn't see their mother, he didn't care about. He just wanted to stay in Iran and appease his father, who was dying, so that he can not feel guilty anymore, first of all, for leaving his family there and for not fighting in the war, and to regain his masculinity because he lost his job. So I think it happened. And I'm not saying that he wasn't wrong. I'm just trying to understand, why he felt that way, according to me. So this movie was very, if you watch the movie, it's very heavy on the heart. You do feel very sad. You do want to cry. You do want to, you want to really hit Moody, right? You just want to hit him because you know what? We all get sad. You all feel guilty, but to put your family through that without asking permission if it's okay and duping them by using the Quran to dupe your wife into going to another country and staying there permanently. Marriage is about compromise, right? You have to, I'm using the same brush, you have to come to an agreement between each and every party. You cannot, I'm freaking with the right accent. You have to compromise, you have to discuss it, and you have to make sure your partner knows everything before they make a decision. But the way he did it was very wrong. Go straight down and like that. The way he did it was very wrong. So I'm glad they got out because you know what? No one deserves to be forced to live in a place they don't want to live in. Especially if it's not their culture. So I'm dying to see what happens in the podcast. I'm gonna listen to some of the second episode tonight and get back to you about that and talk about it. Yeah, but the movie's called Not Without My Daughter. Um, it's a very good movie. It's a very good movie. There's no like the acting is very good. Again, she portrayed the real life lady very well because the real life lady actually wrote the script to the movie. So she made sure she was as factual and she put in as much detail as she could without like overwhelming the audience or without misleading or misrepresenting anything. She chose a book as well with her daughter, and yeah, she said the daughter forgave her father, which is not a bad thing. but he's still in Iran, as I know from today, and her daughter's older than me. The story took place, I think, in the late 80s, early 90s, and then the movie was made in the mid to late 90s. So, um, I put light purple, dark purple, light pink, and a peach. Right, and I blended it all out. Yeah, so that's the story. Tell me if you like what I'm doing. If I can, how can I improve my storytelling? Like, what can I do to make it sound better? I don't want to add a lot of details because I was even done with my makeup. Into the hairline. Up here. I'm almost finished. My battery is running out, so I'm trying to make it as fast as I can. I'm just gonna use my hands to like really work it into the skin. There we go. Just add like that, and then yeah, right, and then yeah, and then yeah. There we go. And I'm just gonna switch it up. Okay, I got like something I can use to dry. So we're going to use those to blend because not blending as nicely as I want it to. I'm just gonna go like this around. I'm glad I could entertain you guys. That is what we are here for. To entertain. And then we're gonna take out concealer. And then we didn't put contour, we're going to put the concealer to make it look snatched. Right? In here. And then in the dark spots, right there, and there, and then here, right down, and then there. Okay. Blend this whole thing out. Bring that chin forward as much as you can. And then here, just make it, neaten it up a little bit. Yeah, so if you can, I watched it without my daughter on YouTube. There's a full movie together, and then they have it also in broken up pieces, so you can choose which one you want to do. And then you can do that, yeah. Because it's good. If you have hooded eyes, I just want to say that when you're putting on makeup, don't do like this. Go look straight on and do your eye makeup. And don't, if you're a beginner, you want to overblend. I still overblend, even though I've been doing my makeup for like 3 years now, or 4 years. I still overblend just to make sure everything is in place. Okay, now I'm gonna do my blush. Use this pink here. And then I'll go straight across, and straight across, straight, straight, straight. I'm putting as much blush on as I can. It's fun. Okay, while that's doing that, I'm going to add some liner. So we'll just look into the camera and just flick out. And then look into the camera and flick out. There we go. This is my duo one. Again, it's the thinner one, and it's called coffee and wheat. The wheat one is a little bit okay, like that type of okay. And then I'm gonna use my fingers again. Just go. I'm not flipping you off, by the way. I'm just blending in my. So if you know me, I like to use my eyeshadows for everything: blush, lipstick, highlighter, contour, and all of that. I'm going to use setting spray now. Just set it because I'm going to butt later. And there we have it. I need to do my eyebrows. Take my other duo in Milani Cosmetics. Item P26 doesn't say what color it is, which is fine. We're going to take that and just do like that flick on the eyebrows. Flick it on. Right? I can't believe I told those two stories so quickly. And then just gonna pat your belly. There we go. My battery is almost out, so I must put lipstick and highlighter. So I'm thinking for my inner corner, I'm gonna use this purple and just pop it in there, pop it in there, and then pop, pop. Can you see it? Yes. And then I'm gonna use my champagne color for the highlight on the tip of the nose, down the center of the nose. Okay, I'm just gonna skip setting spray and on the chin. You don't want to look overdone. There we go. Okay. I think I'm going to use this brown. Cover up that white underneath the chin. Okay, and then we're just going to take this thing and go really blend it underneath the chin. Then you can see I'm blending. Oh, you can just see hands and go around like that. And down the neck. And just blend it out. And that's the makeup look. And that's the stories for today. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And congratulations on anything you've achieved this week. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment. Engagement is very key to boost my video into the algorithm so I can get more views and more subscribers. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Mwah. Bye. Oh, I forgot the lipstick. Let me use my lip gloss. It's called Magic Lip Gloss. It was a clear lip gloss. I mixed it with some pink eyeshadow. I'm just gonna go all along on the lips. There, there you go. Oh, I can't believe I did so good today. And I'm getting better. I am not doing so much badly with my health anymore. So yeah, we go. Just blend it out there. Blend it out there. There we go. Thank you for watching. Again, don't forget to subscribe, share, comment, and like. Engagement is very key. Mwah. Bye.